Hello students, today we are going to do chapter 2 physical quantities and measurement, under which we are going to start with the first subtopic, density. Density is defined as mass per unit volume of a substance, and if you are going to write it in the form of the formula, you can write it as D is equal to m by V, where D is density of a substance, m is mass of the substance, and V stands for volume of the substance. SI unit of density is kg per meter cube, whereas the CGS unit of density is gram per centimeter cube. If you are asked to find out the relation between the two, the CGS and SI unit of density, we can write it as 1 gram per centimeter cube is equal to 1000 kg per meter cube. If we have to see the change of density with respect to temperature, we can say it will depend on how the substances expand. Most of the substances we find, almost all substances, they expand on heating and contract on cooling. Therefore, if we heat a substance, the density of the substance decreases, whereas if we cool the substance, the density of the substance will increase. But water is an exception. What we find, when water is heated from 0 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius, instead of expanding, it contracts. So what happens? The density of water on heating from 0 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius keeps on increasing, and at 4 degrees Celsius the density of water is maximum. Now beyond 4 degrees Celsius, if water is heated, the water expands. Therefore, the density of water keeps on decreasing on heating above 4 degrees Celsius. Therefore, density of water is maximum at 4 degrees Celsius, which is 1000 kg per meter cube or 1 gram per centimeter cube. Now we are going to find out the density of a regular solid. So if we have to find out the density, we'll be using a particular method. Now you have to use various steps, and you can write the steps by writing 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So first of all, if we have to find out the density of regular solids, we'll be measuring the mass of given solid by using a beam balance. To find the volume, we'll have to use a particular method which we call as geometrical measurement method, which we can find out on the basis of the particular shape of the solid. That means we can measure the length, breadth, height of the geometrical figure, and then we can apply a particular formula. And if you have to give the name to find out the volume of a regular solid, we'll be using the method called geometrical measurement method. To find out the volume of various figures, I have explained one by one here. To find out the volume of cuboid, we'll be having the formula V is equal to LBH, and the structure has been given where the length, breadth and height has been indicated in the diagram clearly. If we have to find out the volume of cube, we can apply the direct formula as V is equal to side cube. We can take one of the side as L, and the formula becomes as V is equal to L to the power of 3. Now, if the figure is cylindrical, then we'll find the volume by applying the formula V is equal to pi r square h, where r will be the radius of the cylinder and h will be the height which has been indicated in the diagram. Same way, if the structure is conical, that means we have to find out the volume of cone, then I'll be using the formula V is equal to 1 by 3 pi r square h, where r is given as a radius of the cone and h is going to be the height indicated in the diagram. Instead of this, if the structure is or the solid is of the shape of a sphere, then we'll be using the formula V is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube, where r is the radius of the sphere which has been mentioned. So, by knowing the mass, by the beam balance and volume by using the geometrical measurement method, we'll be putting the value of mass and volume in the formula D is equal to m by V, and we can determine the density of regular solid. On the other side, if we have to find out the density of irregular solid, for understanding that, I'm giving you first how to measure the volume of an irregular solid by displacement method. Then I'll explain you how to find out the density. So, to find out the volume of irregular solid, we use displacement method, and for using the displacement method, we can use any one of the appliance, the vessel. I can do it by using a measuring cylinder, or I can find out the volume by using a Eureka can, right? So one by one we are going to study that. Let's suppose we are doing it by using a measuring cylinder. So what we are going to do, we'll take an empty measuring cylinder first and fill it half with water. Let's suppose the level of water we have taken as V1. We call it as initial volume of water. Now the solid whose volume is to be measured, will be tying it with a thread and now immerse in the same measuring cylinder, and on immersing the irregular solid in the measuring cylinder containing water, will find the water level will rise. Why the water level is rising? Because on immersing, the irregular solid is displacing the same volume of water, whatever is the volume of the solid. And as a result, there is a rise in the water level. So we'll note down this water level V2. The difference in the two, V2 minus V1, will be the volume of the solid. Now instead of the measuring cylinder, if I want to make use of Eureka can to find out the volume of irregular solid, then I'll take a Eureka can, fill it with water up to the spout, right? The opening, whatever is the opening given, I'll fill the Eureka can up to the spout so that no overflowing of water takes place. Then I'll note down the level. That level is already there. So even if there is no measurement, so we know that this is the level, what the initial level of water is present in the Eureka can. Now I'll take the irregular solid and I'll tie it with a thread and immerse this solid in Eureka can containing water. But before I place the irregular solid, I have to place a measuring cylinder below the Eureka can, so that whatever water flows or overflows, it goes into the measuring cylinder. So on immersing the irregular solid in water in Eureka can, we'll find the water will be displaced by this irregular body. How much volume? Whatever is the volume of the irregular solid, same volume of water will be displaced. So that water on overflowing will be going into the measuring cylinder and will be collected in the measuring cylinder. Now we can see the reading on the measuring cylinder. Whatever will be the water collected, volume of the water collected in the measuring cylinder, that will be the volume of irregular body. And that we can calculate on the basis of displacement method. And the displacement method says, whenever there is a body immersed in a liquid, the volume of liquid displaced is always equal to the volume of irregular body. Now to determine the density of irregular solid, we'll first of all measure the mass of the irregular solid by using a beam balance. Let the mass be m. The volume we are going to measure by using either the measuring cylinder or Eureka can by making use of the principle of displacement. Let's suppose the volume is V. Now, knowing the mass and volume of the irregular solid, we'll use the formula D is equal to m by V, and we can find out the density of irregular solid.